to the homestead. All right, guys, I'm really excited because what I want to do today is introduce the Manti homestead to a larger audience. So the Manti homestead is a very large family. I've got 9 kids. I'm a banker by day, and by night I'm here on a homestead. Because if you haven't noticed, the world is kind of falling apart and people seem to be a little bit nervous. Well, a backyard homestead is an answer to those things. You can actually do much of it in your own backyard. So I'm going to introduce you to a very, I would say this is now actually considered a famous greenhouse. It's been viewed over 1.4 million times on social media, just not really by me. Who owns it? So it's my turn to tell my story. And I'm also going to show you, the other parts, which includes a rabbit colony. We got a milk cow, we got goats, and we've got chickens. So it's an introduction to a homestead of a very busy family that has made an excuse to bring some of the power of our sustenance back into our own control. I'm excited for you to see this because when I wanted to build a greenhouse, I stewed on it for years and years, but I wanted an off-grid greenhouse. I wanted a greenhouse that should the grid go down, should there be some kind of a power disruption, a hurricane in Utah, an earthquake, whatever, I wanted it to be able to function without fans, without electricity. Come see what happened. So this is a little over 2 years off grid, baby. Welcome to the Manti greenhouse. All right, so I kind of like to rush people in because I've got the cool stuff as we get further on. We are no longer in Manti. We're not in Hawaii either. Where are we? We have this little atmosphere. We have basically created a climate within a climate. And so we're growing things here that shouldn't be growing in Utah. The growth has been very impressive. I just want to just knock your socks off by what can happen when you get it right. I skip like the peppers and the celery, the onions, the carrots, and go straight to my favorite, the banana. So when I decided to build the greenhouse, I did not know if it would work. So I have these metrics, these goals. My main impulse of why do a greenhouse is so that you can have survivability. You can have your own food in your backyard. Just a little pit stop here. So this is not just an orange tree, it's a tangelo tree. I think is the best of all oranges. So last year we got big old tangelos. We are not using electricity and fans to make this happen. We're using Mother Nature. This is a pomegranate. I didn't know pomegranates were bushes. We have kiwi over there. I didn't know kiwi were vines. And we got dragon fruit. I didn't realize dragon fruit were cactuses. So in Utah, you don't know these things. Don't make fun of me, Florida. We have a lot of the great foods that would be survival foods. I just wanted to highlight some of the ones that I want to put me on the map. My wife should really be showing you this because she's a nutritionist. I just wanted to build something really cool, but I am definitely a prepper. We have spices over here. Like I have no idea what that is.
Is that rosemary?
Yeah, how'd you know?
I know my plants.
Okay, this is rosemary. I use it all the time. Artichokes. My kids are kind of weird. This artichoke and then the one over here, we get about 2 different harvests from them a year, and these ones are at alternate times. The things that I've found is that this greenhouse has a climate, but then it has microclimates. And so planting an artichoke here and planting an artichoke over there will get me harvest at different times. That cactus over there along the wall, I don't know if you can see that, that's a dragon fruit. The one up front is actually more exciting because it gave me blossoms this year. They take 3 years, and we're getting blossoms at just over 2 years. So the greenhouse is ahead of schedule, baby. So the one thing is that first year when we were just super motivated to come and plant, the greenhouse will produce as much as you want if you're motivated. Now we're very motivated, but I want to just tell you that this is what the greenhouse does on autopilot because we just had baby number 9. So my wife's been a little bit busy with that, and I'm remodeling the second house in a 12-month span of time. So I've been dealing with the house, Becca's been dealing with the baby. This is what happens when you let it go wild. And it's super fun, it's super rewarding because it's doing great. If we wanted to just completely shut down our trip to the supermarket, we could. This performs that well. And even through the winter. So those things that I just mentioned, we were harvesting all through the winter. These are blackberries, and honestly, I just did the blackberries coming in and out. Kind of fun just to create a little arbor. As the air passes by these leaves are naturally cooler. It's because they know how to survive. They don't like to be hot. And so all the water in there cools the plant down. The plants are actually regulating the temperature in the greenhouse. This is a passion fruit, which has been extremely rewarding. So we pretty much have intermittent passion fruit all year round. We got some pineapples, which is kind of fun. This pepper plant is 2.5 years old. Look at this. with these peppers, the more you pick, the more you get. And it's been year round. Look at all of them right here. This bush I thought was I planted it, I should know. I thought it was a lemon, but it's actually calamondin. It's a rough lemon. I've heard they're a mix between a lemon and a lime. Why? Just because I can. It's more interesting than celery, right? Here's the big dragon fruit that leafed on me finally. So we have a flower. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm really excited, but I can't tell you. Give me a couple months. We have been letting certain plants go to seed. So we're into collecting our own seeds now because we want to perpetuate food for a time of need. That's why we built the greenhouse. And I've just found, don't cheat Mother Nature. Mother Nature has a way of reproducing. We've done that with tomatoes now. Tomatoes literally that we just let rot out and they've grown now from their own seeds. It's super fun watching Mother Nature do it and not having to rely on the store. Because if the grid goes down, I'm not going to be able to go to the store and get seed or to get pretty little tomato plants that are already in a little 5-gallon bucket that costs $30. Not very efficient. So a greenhouse will allow some of that. One thing I want to mention as we're kind of walking out is that I have on my YouTube channel, if you go up to playlist, I have construction videos that I made of all of the process of digging this, why I dug it down, the technologies I have. So there's all of these little things of nerdery. If you're building a greenhouse and you want to know a little bit more about, okay, well, how did he do it? I can explain more in this video, but those will give you in-depth, even some step-by-step of how to build a greenhouse similar to this. Because maybe yours is going to be a little different, but you want to take some of those technologies, they're all yours. Like and subscribe though.